Oh, we're rolling. Welcome to the FRP podcast. Just kidding, it's the Daily Dribble podcast. If you don't know what FRP stands for, shoot me an email, shoot me a Teams, and you'll find out. I'm here. My name is Blake Burnett, and we've got the Cole Riley. Cole, say hi to the fans.
What's going on, everybody?
It's been a long week. I was prompted again with kind of having an outline. That went out the window. Some things are just more important. So let's get into tonight's first topic. At what age is it unacceptable to not eat your boogers?
What? What age is it not acceptable? Wait, hold on. Say it again.
At what age do you think someone should stop eating their boogers?
Like 4?
Okay.
Oh no.
See, I'm going to counter that, Cole. We're going to have our first FRP disagreement of the night. Here we go.
Okay, what do you
Round
think?
1, Cole versus Blake. Booger eating age. I say, honestly, let it develop till middle school.
Middle school?
Yeah.
Why?
So, fun fact: whenever I was in 6th grade, I kind of got.
Hold on. Are you about to flame yourself?
No, sometimes I ate my boogers. What goes out sometimes goes back in. But if you let that stuff store up for about a week,
we'd say that.
Huh?
I don't know if I would say that to the people.
That's fine. They need to know.
All right.
But you let that stuff store up for over a week, and then all of a sudden, you got a whole farm up in there. I started realizing, like, around 5th grade, I was like, how can I maximize profits? And just started realizing you let it go for a week, and it stores up a little more. They're a little bigger. You rub them together.
Supply and demand.
Yep.
Supply and demand. Jesus. I wouldn't agree with you on that. I don't know. You guys can let us know what you think, but I'd probably say okay, I'll take it back from 4 because I'll say 6. I feel like by the time you're 6 years old, you kind of have an idea what's going on. So more or less,
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I still get the urge.
Jesus, have you ever played Bean Boozled before?
Bean Boozled?
Yeah, you ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
So it's a game where it's like a party game kind of thing. So you get this box of jelly beans. It's either got really good tasting jelly beans or really bad flavors. One of the flavors is boogers. So it's like you spin this little dial. It's got the flavors. Now there's colors.
Those jelly beans.
There's colors, but there's 2 of each. So let's say it's a blue color. It could either be toothpaste or it could be like dog food. And so you spin and you land on the blue, and you have to choose which one, but you don't know which one it is until you take a bite of it.
I say whenever we hang out, we play that game.
It's not a bad game. We played it with our family a couple weeks ago, and there are some that are really, really bad, like really bad. Like old Band-Aid is disgusting. I didn't taste it, but from the reactions to them, it was pretty bad.
What's the worst one you had?
The worst one that I had? Oh, I can't remember what I got. I got liver and onions.
Liver?
Liver and onions.
They must have had some type of carnivore. What's that called? Whenever you eat cannibal. My bad. They must have cannibals if they're doing that.
No, and then the other one I think I had was like dead fish or something like that. I don't know. The other ones were really bad.
Isn't every fish dead?
No, they're alive until you kill them.
It's kind of cruel, Cole.
Oh well, it's just a game. There's some good ones.
They have jelly beans that taste like farts, right? Is that one?
Probably. They got really.
That ain't a damn jelly bean. That ain't a jelly bean. That's a little.
They got really bad ones.
It's a little turd they put in a little pouch.
I think you'd have fun playing it though, for sure.
Huh?
I think you'd have fun playing it. Cause it's kind of like you could poker face it too. Like you could take a bite of a bad one and like say, "Oh no, that was really good," and then in the back of your mind, I think it's awful.
I would eat it and say, "Ma."
I don't know. I honestly,
you didn't get onions, that, did you? You didn't get that,
I didn't.
Did you? Poker face. Ma.
No, I don't.
I wanna do it like they do in Texas, but
Nah, the
which
Liver and
brings me
Onions
to
will
my
listen
next
back.
topic of the night. Are concerts worth it? I say no.
Depends on who you go to. Okay, I'm gonna counter you on that. We're gonna have our second discussion. So
Dun, dun,
I think I've been to like 3 total concerts in my life, but 2 of them were like 12 years ago. So I went to a Luke Bryan, Jason Aldean, and Eric Church concert all together. It was fantastic. Then I went to a Darius Rucker concert. That was really good. I didn't go again for super duper long time. We just went and saw Luke Combs. Luke Combs was the best concert I'm ever going to see in my life. And I can listen to it on the radio all day. I can listen to it on Spotify. But being there in person, listening to him was insane. Like, that is one of the best experiences I've ever had and will probably ever have.
All right, cool. I appreciate your opinion, but it's wrong. You listen to
Okay.
Luke Combs in person through a speaker.
Yeah, but the vibes, you're there.
Okay,
You can
I
see
understand.
everything.
Okay, you
And
know what?
all
I
the
will give
people
you that.
around you.
No, I will give you that. The vibes. I'm not gonna lie. My stomach kind of hurts. I just drank like all this water while you were talking, and oh.
Yeah. Doesn't
Okay,
feel
but
very
back
good.
to the point. Sorry. Yeah, the vibes. I understand. You know, especially if like you're drinking, you're out with people, you're all having a good time. But I'll tell you what. I listen to a concert every day. You put on the Bose headphones,
Yeah.
Spotify. But I will say this. I'll halfly disagree. I guess Sabrina Carpenter, she's coming to Pittsburgh in October. I might go to that.
She's got good music. She's got a good vibe. Like, and the thing I think about like concerts, it's the vibe. It's the people that you're around. Like, are you having a good time? Like,
Yeah.
are they going to
I'd
make
go
it
to
impactful?
Sabrina Carpenter, Tate McRae, Billie Eilish. I'll probably go to those.
So you're just going to them because you think they're attractive. That's it.
They have good music too. I love
Yeah,
Billie Eilish.
but you could care less about their music.
No, Sabrina's music's actually really good. I listen to her music. Billie Eilish dropped an album on my birthday 2 years ago, so I think she wants me. And then Tate McRae, it's kind of a vibe. She's kind of like a new Britney Spears. But yeah, they're also
No, I
attractive.
mean, Sabrina Carpenter does have good music. I've listened to a couple of her songs. She's got really good wordplay in there. Like, her lyrics are really good.
She's hilarious.
Yeah. She's like, did you ever watch Boy Meets World? Or Girl Meets World?
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. She's so different from that to now. Like, I
Two
wouldn't
Chainz.
expect it. But now we'll kick it off to another topic though. We'll kind of keep the train going. What have you been paying attention to KC baseball at all?
I think they're 8-6. Do they play?
I
I know they
say
had
I saw that they beat Montreat the last game, and I saw your post about your former Montreat endeavors where you almost completely went blind. But yeah, Blake, you know what? Let me ask you a question. I don't want to make you relive anything bad. Take us back to that day, that at bat, sitting in the box, and all of a sudden you're in the ER with Coach Towers for 5 hours. I can't hear you. I think your mic went out, buddy. All right, well, while he gets that situated, I'll kind of take you through the way that I saw it. So we're at Montreat. I'm down in the bullpen.
Hello.
Yep, he's back. He is back,
I got to turn
everybody.
it off.
I'll run you through kind of my point of view real quick just to finish it off. I'm down there. I come walking in the dugout. It's one of our last innings. We're trying to get ready to win, and Blake steps up in the box. And this is right after we had a little bit of kerfuffle. I will just use that word, where our head coach got thrown out because of a bad call. And Blake steps up in the box. And he's getting ready to bunt. All of a sudden, here comes the ball, and I knew he got hit, but I'm looking, and he's laying on the ground still, and I'm like, geez, that ball must have hit him pretty hard in the head. Well, come to find out, he didn't get hit in the head. He got hit right in the face, right underneath the eye, right on his cheek, and it fractured everything. And so he had to get some surgery. But he likes to think that the surgery made him look better. I would disagree. He's a very good-looking human being, so ladies, please hit him up. But I don't really think it helped much. So, and he's still trying to figure out his mic situation over here. I'm not really sure what's going on, so I'll just keep talking. Well,
Can you hear me?
How? Yeah, gotcha now.
I think it's like dying on me, but yeah, I took that fastball like a champ. Yeah, it keeps flashing the red light. I charged it.
Well,
Is there a way to pause the recording so I can switch to the internal mic? And we're back after the little technicality.
Technical, yeah.
But yeah,
all right, well, back to what we were saying. Yeah, about the whole him getting hit in the face. So, kind of take us through your point of view.
Honestly, that series was a lot. It was a really chippy series. It was Montreat's senior weekend, so it was a fun series. We were halfway through the season, but the first quarter of the season was really rough for me. Things had finally started to turn around, like the past 2-3 weeks of my junior year. So I was hitting the ball well, did well in the Montreat series. That game was like extremely exciting personally. I got thrown out on a close call at the plate, which our head coach got thrown out. And then my very next at bat with runners on first and second, I was asked to bunt. Pitcher threw about 88, 92 from like a quarter slot. And the way we squared around a bunt, you're completely facing the pitcher, you're exposed. Not the proper way to bunt at all, I don't think. I'm a pure advocate.
It works for some people. It works for some people.
I'm a pure advocate now of not bunting ever. But yeah, squared around, and you can't really get out of the way, especially because I remember the first baseman was charging in hard. So I'm trying to stay in and put it down the third baseline, and it just goes straight off my eye. And then that leads to me getting knocked down. There was blood everywhere. I remember laying on the turf. I was scared because I couldn't open my eye. I was like, holy crap, I lost my eye. And I said a prayer. I could barely open. I was like, oh, okay, I'll be all right. And then they finally got me up. It was kind of a cool moment because I looked at the umpire and asked if I could still walk to first base. They were trying to get me off the field. And I said I get first base. It hit me. Now, I don't know if I pulled back. Maybe I did, but they gave me the base. And then they tried to rush me to the hospital. I told the trainer no, I wanted to stay and watch the game. Found out later I should have been rushed and immediately taken in because of my eye pressure dropped below certain whatever the pressure was. It was immediate surgery. But essentially, after that, I know we won the game, which was the most important thing. And then at the Carolina or wherever, Montreat hospital or whatever, wherever we were at, it took like 3 hours. And I didn't even get seen in the emergency room. So me and Stowers just made the 6-hour trip back. He was watching Bigfoot on the way back, trying to talk to me. And I appreciate him for that evening. And then the next day, spent the whole day at University of Kentucky Medical Center. And then had to get surgery 2 weeks after. And yeah, fun fact, that turned me to a demon, The setback turned me to a savage. And I weighed 187 when I was injured. I came back for the season weighing 217, and I was jacked. So it changed something in me mentally, made me a better hitter, made me a better player. And
you weren't scared. You weren't scared anymore.
No, but I will say this: that fall, Stowers tried to prepare me for like bunting. Mm-hmm. We had practices where he would literally just throw pitches at me, or we would stand in front of a machine, and I would just get balls thrown at me so I could like get the mental side of getting hit again. And then that first series of the season, senior year, they asked me to put a bunt down, and the first pitch came up and in, put me on the dirt, and then I didn't get the bunt down. I actually, with 2 strikes, they asked me to bunt, and then I got out. And then after that, he's like, "Yeah, we're not having you bunt anymore." Luckily, I hit well enough senior year to where I wasn't really asked to bunt.
What was your average that year? Wasn't it like 330 or something like that? 320?
No, so senior year I hit 289, but I had but I had 28 hard hit ball outs.
Okay.
And then my on base percentage was over 400. Had a bunch of extra base hits, so it was a really good year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We all had
kind
a
of
good
going
year.
back to that. Yeah, going
We had
back
a
to
great
that.
year.
Yeah, we did. Going back to that though, kind of the whole my point of view. So a little more to that with the whole chippiness. So we had lost the first 2 games, and they were a good team. They were a really good team. They had some really good players on that team. A lot of players that I played against all 4 years there, that he also got to play against. That were they're big names. And so that it was definitely a little chippy, but going into that part where he gets hit like that. So I was on the mound the inning before that, and we come back in. The game's still tied. I think it was the bottom of the 6th inning or something like that, and all of a sudden, all this starts happening. Right, head coach gets thrown out, gets told to go back to the buses, whatever. So our assistant coach takes over. Has to make some calls, has to move people around, and then Blake gets up, and that's when this whole happened. So to Blake's point, yes, he did ask for first base. He walked to first base. He touched first base. They came and sat him down. They're like, "Hey, we need to get you to the hospital." And he was like, "No." He was like, "I'm not going anywhere until we win the game." So he sat him down on the bench, and the trainer's just sitting there. He has a full thing covering his eye, and like nobody touched him because we were like, "We're not going to go down there. We're not going to touch him. We don't know what's going on." Like, it was really scary, honestly, like because I'd never been a part of something like that. So then we go back out the next inning, and we're still tied. And this was one of the coolest things. Like I really thought I was about to lose this game, and I was gonna be so mad because I was like, man, I can't do this to him. So we get out there, and their right fielder, who is, and their field's a launch pad. Okay, if you hit it in the right spot, you're gonna hit a home run every single at bat. So he's crushing the ball. He gets up. They have this. I think he was a second baseman. He was a lefty. Comes up, he hits a double off the wall, no outs. And I'm like, oh, crap. I'm like, all right, here we go. We were tied. So all they had to do was score and they win. Well, get up, and the first kid hits a fly ball straight up to our third baseman. I'm like, all right, cool, 1 out. Next guy comes up, I walked him. And I was like, oh, crap, first and second. But the kid tries to steal, and they kept fouling the ball. So he didn't steal. On his last steal attempt, they hit a chopper right up the middle. And I'm pretty sure this was after you got hit. This could have been the inning before. I'm not 100% sure because it is a little blurry. It was like 4 years ago. We got the double play to end the inning. Super excited, super hyped, everything like that. And then I think the last inning, I think we scored. I think after you got knocked down, I think we ended up scoring. I think someone hit a base hit. I can't remember who got the base hit, but it was someone. Was it Cody? Yeah.
Yeah,
we ended up
Cody.
scoring.
Yeah.
And went back out there, and I finished the game. And I think Cody actually made the last play of the game to win it too. And so, but after that, we were like, all right, we could take a breath. Let's go worry about Blake. And then that's when they went and, had that whole thing. And then we get back, and we have no idea what's going on with him because he obviously didn't ride back with us on the bus. And he wasn't there all day the next day. We're all in workouts and everything. And we get a text saying hey, all right, I gotta have surgery. Yeah, I think he texted our whole group team team chat, and he was like, gotta have surgery next week or whatever. All right, okay, and then we ended up having a really good year after that to end it. Made the postseason, everything like that. So it was pretty cool. And yeah, it was.
Yeah, I tried to keep playing, but Miss Lauren wouldn't let me wear face mask.
I mean, you didn't need to. You still had technically 2 more years, especially with your red shirt and everything like that, if you wanted to take it. Which,
but you gotta go out.
You never took it, but yeah.
Nah, you gotta have that. It's like the athlete mindset. You end on a good year, you're like, yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we talked about in the last episode. We both had really good years to end it. So, but yeah, from my point of view, it was definitely different than Blake's. Obviously, I've never been a part of something like that where it's been me the one getting hurt like that. So I can't tell you what his thoughts were or anything like that, or how scary to him it was. But like I told you, we all thought it was his helmet because the sound that it made, it sounded like it hit the middle of your helmet on top. I was like, dang.
Yeah, no.
I was like,
It
yeah, that
was
knocked him out. That gave him a concussion. And then all of a sudden you get up and your face is completely covered in blood. And I'm like, what happened? And then
yeah,
that
it
was
was
bad.
I don't want to say it was like a cool experience, but I don't know. It's definitely different. It taught
I
me
just
a
thought it was
lot.
cool because we got to win the game. And we got to that was one of the most that was a game where we had a lot of young guys playing, and like everybody was with each other. It wasn't oh, I'm not playing, I'm a senior, I should play. It wasn't that. It was hey, like our buddy just almost like he's got a chance. He needs surgery to fix his eye. Like let's go. And it was really cool to see everybody come back and play pretty
Yeah, I
well.
think the
And so
doctor, what's crazy about that too is it actually made me better, not just mentally, but my vision was like 21/20. And then after surgery, now I have like perfect vision. And then, which is kind of
maybe
crazy
I need
because
that.
I was like
Maybe I need that
I was
surgery.
like a millimeter or something from like losing my eye. So but
Yeah,
no, it was cool. I mean, seeing everybody rally, obviously a lot of bonds. And then mentally for me, it was kind of that point where it's like, holy crap, like, this isn't guaranteed. Like eventually this is going to end. So once I was able to start lifting again and get back into the flow of things, I was like, we're gonna have a good year. That kind
yeah,
of it transformed my mentality from like just wanting to be good to like wanting to be great. And obviously now it's a cool story to tell. It pops up on my like feed once a year. It's always something that gets talked about. I mean, even when we go back to the alumni games, Stowers brings it up.
yeah.
Um, just something like that where it's it could have you can either back down or you can get up from it. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was definitely a scary situation, and glad you're okay and everything like
like I
that. But
said, the struggle done turned me to a savage.
it did. I don't think I would have ever thought that you'd gain 30 pounds and go crazy hitting the ball like that. It
Hey, you
was
know what? Speaking of doing that, you know what that took? Took discipline, grit, perseverance. You want to do what I did, go from 187 to 217 of jacked machine, which I don't do now. Ever since I graduated, I'm a bum. I ain't even gonna lie. It's kind of depressing. Even now, I'm like, oof. Like, I'm not what I used to be, but I was working out 2 times a day. I was running. I had purpose. I had drive, which makes me get to the point. If you're playing a sport, enjoy it. Enjoy
yeah,
this time frame you're in, because once it's over, it's over. I mean, LA Fitness
dude.
basketball doesn't replicate it. Nothing replicates it. Nothing feels the same. Honestly, you're gonna graduate, uh, and you're just gonna be like, "What do I do with my life?" And I think that's kind of the quarter life crisis I'm in right now. Like maybe after 22, it's all downhill from there.
I mean,
I
uh,
think I just spiraled
I'm
there,
kind of
Cole.
yeah, I know. I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat, but like, kind of touching on a point with that too. So like now, so I'm coaching high school baseball now, and so one thing that I like when I'm there at practice and stuff, like, so the program that I grew up in high school was very, very well known, very well structured. Like, we had discipline, like, everything was, we wore the same
They're in
thing to
bed by
practice.
9 p.m. every night.
No,
Every
no,
night.
no. We
Trying to
wore
change
the
your
same stuff to
career.
practice. If we wore the wrong thing, we got sent home. We, like, everything was structured. Got to college, it was a little different until we started making it structure more ourselves. But then, like, the way that it is now, it's a smaller school. I love the head coach. I think he's a great guy. He knows baseball very well. He knows how to coach it. Knows how to coach kids. Um, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity that he's let me, allow me to show my knowledge of the game and everything like that. But like, one thing I think about it, and like, I wish I could go back to those days. Like, I really do. Like, you don't think about it when you're in that point, and like everybody says, "Oh, you'll regret these moments, like when you're done with it. Like, you'll wish you were back." Which sometimes, honestly, I love being an adult. I love not having that responsibility anymore. I have more responsibilities that are better for me. But like, yes, I do miss being a kid, being in high school baseball, being in college. Like, it was fun, and I don't regret anything that I had in my career at all. But like, one thing I wish people would really think about is like have fun, but also like do what you got to do to be the best, right? And so like I wasn't the best at it. I wasn't some days I was really lazy and I didn't want to work out and you'd get on me about it and all this kind of stuff, but like take pride in what you do and take pride in, being a part of something like that. It's bigger than yourself. And some people are really selfish about stuff like that. Like they only want stuff for themselves, but then after the fact, you're like, man, that was the most fun I've ever had. Like playing with kids I grew up with, just playing a sport. And if you are fortunate enough to play in college, like it's a great time. If you're fortunate enough to play past college in the pro level, I mean, me and you didn't get to do that, but like it's probably the exact same thing. So, I
Yeah,
don't know. It's just
Coach Stowers, he asked me in March during what's that school down in South Carolina? It wasn't South Carolina. No, what team?
CIU,
No. What's that school?
St. Andrews.
St. Andrews, yeah. He asked me and Mark like if we were interested in maybe playing independent ball. I guess there were a few coaches asking, like from that level. And me and Mark were just like, no. No
Yeah.
thanks. Like we were ready to
I
be
mean,
done after that.
yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah,
I would have if that was something for me, I would have looked into it for sure. But yeah, like you
I
said, it's
was
just
just so
kind of
tired. I was
yeah,
exhausted. But yeah, kind of piggybacking off you, I think that's one thing that you kind of look back. I think every athlete can is like, did I do enough? Like I miss it and everything. So luckily for my career, I was able to kind of hang my hat on senior year. Had a really good senior season. Kind of ended out the way I wanted to, and I do miss it. I mean, I'm starting that
yeah.
wood bat baseball league soon, so we'll see how that gets me
I would
going.
say the only thing I would change about my perspective is I think I would have tried to get in the weight room a little earlier and like actually take the whole like velocity training seriously. I never cared to throw hard. That wasn't my game. That wasn't who I was, right? I was more about spotting pitches and being able to have movement and everything like that. But like I think about it now and I'm like, man, if I could have done this, like who knows what would have happened. And so I would say the only thing I would change is actually getting in the weight room, not just be like, oh, I work out. Like actually try
You know what? The only thing I would have
harder and
changed
stuff.
would have been
What?
meeting Coach Cook sooner.
Yeah, I like Coach Cook. What about did
Coach
you?
Cook.
You were there for Keys for 1 year, right?
Yeah, I was there with Keys. Keys is a great coach, but Coach Cook is the one who changed my swing and stance.
Oh, okay.
Senior year, he changed it in the fall. Even though I was hitting well, he's like, I want you to try this, and that changed everything. If I would have had him, because I always had like the workout mindset, the want to be the best mindset, but like I don't know, I think you always need a coach to help improve, even when you're decent or good. And
Yeah.
that little stance change that Coach Cook worked on me with, like he's my favorite coach. Not only as a person, like he's a great guy. Still keep in touch with him, but he's the one who looked and said, "Why don't you try this?" Even though it was
Yeah.
so different. So he wanted me to swing basically the way King Griffey and Cody Bellinger did, which is not something it was a
Yeah.
complete swing overhaul and it changed everything. So it
Yeah. I
made
mean,
senior year what it was. And I don't want to sound
finding those
cocky.
people.
I don't want to sound cocky, but if I would have had that swing in high school and been able to like perfect it throughout an entire college career, I mean, I just think I would have been more successful. I would have had 4 seasons just like my senior year, and then
Yeah.
maybe I could have really thought about playing like independent ball and like been all in on it or done something.
Yeah.
So
I mean, finding those people that are kind of your mentors and having that mindset that wants you to be the best and everything like that is definitely helps, and especially having a team around you that can do the same. Like not just a coach being like, "Hey, change your stance or swing," but like having people around you that are like, "Hey, like you look good, you look better." Like, "Hey, like this is for the best." Like you said, it's gonna feel weird and it's not gonna be normal at first, but once you get used to it, keep doing it. You might not perfect it per se, but like it's gonna be better. And so I think one
yeah,
thing for me
I
too,
try and take that into work too.
yeah,
Um, anytime you're working, It's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. It's work. Same thing with sports. You can love your sport but hate it at times.
Yeah.
But you got to build a culture. You got to have people around you who all want the same thing, who are bought in.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I think my dad always said it. I don't know who. I mean, a lot of people say it, but I remember my dad the most. He was always like, "Embrace the suck. Like it's gonna suck. Embrace it. Like figure it out." But
well, one thing that we had in high school with one of my coaches. He's one of my favorite coaches of all time. He was like, so we would be like do stuff in practice, and he wasn't a guy like that would get really really mad at you or anything like that. But it was like you could tell he was serious about it and everything like that. He would literally just walk up to us and be like, "Guys, suck less, like just suck less." And like at first I'm like, "What the heck does that mean?" And then it's just like, "Be better, like quit being so bad." And it wasn't the fact that because we were bad. It's because he knew that we had more in us, and he could drive it just by saying those two words. And so that was one thing that we always took into play. But kind of what you're saying with Coach Cook, I wouldn't say I necessarily had a coach like that. I think I had multiple coaches, just because the way that I throwing sidearm, not a ton of people do it. Like there are people who do it, but that's not the normal. And so the reason I started doing it was when I was younger. I played shortstop. My dad played shortstop, so I just kind of took it over. I didn't have like the quickest hands. I didn't get the ball out quick enough. So like when I got older, I realized, okay, I'm a little faster. I have a decent arm. Like maybe I should play the outfield. Well, every time I pitch, I would just screw around and I would just like get down at those sidearm and just do it for fun. And I think, and one day the thing I think that really changed for me that showed me, okay, you could be pretty good. You could play in college or whatever. Was I was on JV my freshman year of high school, and I'm at a varsity game, or excuse me, I'm at a B team game. So our 7th and 8th graders, and there were a couple varsity pitchers throwing the bullpen, and one of the guys was a sidearm guy, and I was like, I could do that. So I got on the mound and I started doing it. And they were like, dude, you're really good. And so they took a video of me and sent it to my coach. And he was like, all right, like you're never throwing over top again. This is going to be you. And ever since then, like that's what I've thrown always. I've never thrown over top. I've perfected everything that was down there. And I actually learned how to pitch like that. And so I wouldn't say it was necessarily a coach. It was just the confidence of like somebody else being like, hey, you're really good at this. And you should, do that full time. And so the confidence in that just kind of gave me what I needed, and then I took that and ran with it. And yeah, I definitely feel I could have been better. I definitely feel like if I would have worked a little, and I was always the smallest guy. I was never super big or anything like that. And so I think if, like I was saying earlier, getting in the weight room, trying to train velocity, if I would have done that,
hey, you got me out twice.
Yeah, but I also gave up a couple hits, and I also hit you one time. So
yep,
square it right in the back.
2 for 4 with the hit by pitch off the Cole Riley. But you want to talk about ownership? I don't know if you're listening to Seth Adams, but you talked a lot of smack. Not only did you lose a weightlifting battle to me, I think you never got me out. Because the first time I faced you in the fall, you threw a fastball out and away, hit a double. And then you faced me again in the spring before the season started. I almost took you to the field house, hit another double, and beat you in the weight room. So if you're listening to this, I'm happy you're an umpire now because that just wasn't the move. And he got taken to the highway. I disrupted that kid's career. I feel bad.
I don't know if we need to be taking shots at our former teammates on here, but
I'm not. I love Seth.
What here?
I'll
take
knows, and I even have a video. And the only reason I'm taking shots, Seth, because you know how competitive we were. Me and Seth always went at it. Competition makes you better, so I'm not taking shots. But I still got the video on my phone where Seth goes, "I want whatever cage Hayes in." So it's okay.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy.
No, hey. Okay, one comment that I'll say so I remember this. It was I think it was your senior year, and this is when we did in the fall where we would always just throw live ABs. And the first time I faced you in the cage, and I struck you and Cody out. You're like, oh, that doesn't count. That's in the cage. And I was like, hey, it's a live AB. It definitely counts. It definitely counts.
Crap in there.
I know, but I'm just saying. I just thought it was funny. But no, if you're gonna take a shot at that, there's one person on this team the best hitter in KCU, most consistent best hitter in KCU history, never got a hit off me. He rolled over to me twice. His name is Mark Copenhaver.
Yeah,
Okay,
Mark.
Mark, I know you're listening to this. So he's 0 for 2 with 2 rollovers to me. So I'll take that.
Hey, that's
I'll take
good.
that all day.
Mark was a dog.
Dude, most hits, probably the best average. Like everything. Well, maybe not now. Jan's got the average probably still, but yeah.
Jan's maybe getting close in hits too.
Oh, for sure. I think Cody and Tank overtook him in hits because they had a full 4
for
years.
a season, but I'm talking like career. Jan's probably going to take it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, Mark only had 2 years there. That was the craziest part about it. They all had 4 years. So just think about that. Like, that's how good he was.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, Cody, his last 2 years, he just ran into a lot of, I don't really know. I think he missed me.
Yeah, I think he missed you getting on him all the time and dogging him about everything.
That's what he said.
I don't know. No. We'll have to get him on here and get his opinion about it, though.
Yeah, we gotta get Cody on here. We gotta get somebody on here.
Yeah, we'll get our good buddies back on here soon. So, you got anything else you want to add to the episode?
Trying to think.
I'll add something quickly. We took last week off. One thing I will tell you guys, if you are being swamped with work and you need sleep, take the time to go to bed. Take it, okay? Because it's not fun being up all day and having no idea what the heck's going on because you're so tired and you're stressed with work and everything like that. So
who are you talking about?
Both of us.
Yeah, dude.
You're getting swamped because you're getting swamped because you're the boss. I'm getting swamped just because I didn't sleep very well for those couple weeks.
I got another B word that's not boss. It's can't say it, but it's not boss.
What are the initials?
It's not a boss. It's a B word.
Oh, okay, I got what
that's what I am right now.
Yeah, I mean,
but when you want to be great, that's what it takes. That's what it takes.
Yeah, so I mean,
it's easy to be average. Everybody can be average.
I wouldn't say everybody, but pretty close.
If you're not great, you might as well be average. That's what I've always said.
Yeah, if you ain't first, you're last, Ricky Bobby. All day. I mean, it's true. It's very true, though. Very, very true. So,
yep.
But if you don't got anything else to add,
Jackson, if you're listening to this, 335 bench, you can look at it. You can make a comment and say 335. That's it. You can't even load that onto the bar, let alone lift it. Probably hurts to look at it. So come at me again. Come at me again. Come up in that team's chest, son. I'll be in Cincinnati soon.
Might have a little lift off again.
Might have to.
See if Blake still got it.
Actually, though, Jackson might be able to throw around some weight. His dad played pro ball. It's in the genes. Dad was a pitcher for the Reds or something. No, Tigers.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Did he make it to the league?
Who?
Did he make it to the league?
Yeah, his dad is a pigeon coach.
Where?
For spring training. He's like the MLB. He doesn't do it for like one specific team. He's just like the MLB like pitching coach.
I was like an analysis guy. He's like just kind of helps out.
Like he does something. I can't remember. I don't want to misspeak, but his dad was a good pitcher, and then he works with them down at spring training. And I think he does something for the Reds, like for their minor league program down in Daytona.
Oh, we'll have to have a conversation with Jackson about that.
Yeah, big baseball guy.
Big baseball guy, even bigger salesman though.
Yeah, he's a dog. But you want to talk about sports. It's gonna be a rough season for your boys right there in red. Debo, they got a trash quarterback. Whew. Wow.
Hey, well, I won't put this on the plate, but one thing I saw today was So Joey Bosa got released by the Chargers. Everybody wants him to come to play.
Why did he get released though?
Huh?
Why would they
Well,
release him?
I don't know if I don't know if it was released as in like they released him just because they don't want him anymore. I don't know if it was contract talks. I don't know if I don't know how that works because you know how it is business wise and those contracts and the way that it works. Like you could release somebody for like Devontae Adams got released by the Jets.
Well, yeah, but he was on a 1-year deal.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know if it was like had to do with his contract. I don't know if he just said, "Hey, can you release me?" I have no idea. But everybody's like, "Oh, come play with your brother." I don't think he's going to play much longer. I'd be okay with taking him. I don't know if I really don't know how he would work with us, but like,
Yeah,
shoot,
but you guys are.
Devontae Adams wants to come back to the West Coast, so we might see if we can get him locked down.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see what the Steelers do.
You think they'll draft a quarterback or no?
I doubt it. I don't see why they don't just rebuild, like stack the roster, get Justin Fields for a year, give him the keys to the city, build the team around him. Worst case, the team's not very good, and you draft a quarterback in 2026.
Go take Arch Manning.
The only quarterback I'd maybe be a little entertained in and getting this year is maybe Jackson Dart. Like if he's there,
I was just about to say that. I feel like he would fit really well with your team.
If he was there in like the third or fourth round, but I think right now the Steelers, they don't have a quarterback. They're not in a position to draft like a game-changing quarterback. And then you could argue, well, Lamar, Jalen Hurts, they were taken in later rounds, but they kind of went to stacked teams. Like the Ravens are pretty stacked.
Well, when Lamar got drafted, they built everything around. They were building everything around him.
We're not
so it
in
kind
a
of worked out.
position. I would say build around Jay Fields, make that roster stack. They need to go out, get a wide receiver, draft a wide receiver first round, and then get a cornerback. They're a couple pieces away from being really good, and then maybe fire the coaches while you're at it. We
Just
got a lot of
redraft
problems.
draft a whole new roster, get some more defensive guys, get some more weapons,
I'm
and then
starting it early.
let them go.
I'm not going to be on the bandwagon or bias, but I'm all for firing Mike Tomlin.
I mean,
The
you have the right
playoff
to
win
be.
ain't going to feed me. I'm hungry for a Super Bowl. I want to win a Super Bowl. We need to get TJ Watt over here, Super Bowl.
Yeah, we need to get Brocky a Super Bowl too.
He's been to 2.
He's been to 1.
Oh, who took it? I thought you guys had been to 2 Super Bowls.
No, he got hurt in the NFC Championship game against the Eagles his rookie year, and we lost.
Well, he's been there. He couldn't do it.
Hey, guess what? Jalen Hurts has been twice, and he couldn't do it the first time. He got it done the second time, so
there won't be a second time. You guys are depleted.
Yes, there will be. We're not the Bengals. There will be a second time. They just got rid of, or they just gave Trey Hendrickson the right to request a trade today.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't Sam Hubbard just retire?
Yeah, yesterday.
Dang,
And then today,
the Bengals aren't going to be good next year either.
Yeah, then today they just told him he could trade. Well, it's because he's got 1 more year on his deal, but he wants money, and they're not going to pay him because they got to pay Jamar, or they're going to pay Jamar.
Yeah, and that defense is not going to be good again next year unless they draft really well.
He's gonna go to a team that has a stacked defense that's going to pay him money.
Yeah, but I don't even think Hendrickson's that good.
He's good. He's explosive. I just think he fits really well with the Bengals defensive line. I think he's just their best defensive lineman, so he gets a lot of he had 17 and a half sacks. He had the most sacks in the league. Like, he's good.
He doesn't scare me. He doesn't move the needle.
I think if you put him on a really stacked defense, though, he'll be even scarier because nobody's going to pay attention to him. And then he just comes off the edge and he disrupts you. So
we'll go somewhere, but yeah, the Bengals are cooked. The Browns are cooked. It'll be the Ravens and Steelers again next year. But hopefully the Steelers figure it out. I'm a big advocate and learning through the process, and we don't even have a quarterback yet. They got to figure that out, especially with the draft coming up. They got to figure that out quick. When is the draft?
April 24th.
The Steelers, they're going to have to figure out a
that.
quarterback before the draft. You can't go into a draft not knowing who your quarterback is. But if they do go into the draft not knowing who the QB is, that means we're getting a quarterback.
When's your first pick?
21st pick, which ideally they need to draft Fields. I mean, they need to re-sign Fields. Get a wide receiver round 1. There's plenty of talent. You do that. You get a wide receiver in free agency. We have like 60 to 80 million cap space. We have the money. We're only a few pieces away. Now, I don't care who you have on our team. Our coaching staff will find a way to F it up. So that's where I'm at going into the season. But, yeah. Hopefully they figure out a way to win. I'd like to drive 20 minutes to the parade next year.
Well, I hope you're not getting a parade because I hope I'm in Levi Stadium for the Super Bowl with the 49ers in there. So,
yeah,
actually,
technically, Brock Purdy, they're estimating he's going to get $50 million a year.
Yeah, I know. Me and Emma were having a conversation about baseball and football money earlier.
Who's Emma a fan of?
Bengals. But here's the conversation we were having.
They suck too.
Here's the conversation we were having. I do not agree with the fact that they pay people $50 million a year to play football, and I don't agree with the fact that they pay someone. Listen, okay,
you know
and we don't have to go. Listen, we don't have to go too deep inside. It's not even about that. Okay, listen to this. This is the one thing that really kind of bothered me. Juan Soto, I'm pretty sure is like 30 years old, right?
Yeah,
I think he's 30 now. They just paid him $750 million for 15 years. He's not going to be playing baseball when he's 45.
No, he's like 25.
No way.
Yeah.
Look it up. Fact check.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree that he's a 99 in MLB The Show because he's not a good defensive player.
How old is he?
Yeah, he's 26. I mean, he's in his prime.
All right.
They gave the same deal to Harper.
Maybe not him, but like I just don't. $750 million a year for that long just does not make any sense to me.
You got to think of how much money they're making.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not.
If they're paying him that. They're probably making billions on him.
But it has nothing to do with the fact that how much money they're making. I just think it's ridiculous how much money they spend on that stuff. Like, it's crazy. Now, if I was in their shoes, yeah, obviously I would love to have that type of money. But it's just crazy to me that you look at it and you're like, $750 million for 13, 14 years to play for one team. There's not a guarantee he's going to do that at all. There's not a guarantee he's going to play 10 more years.
Well, that's why they have a bunch of stuff in contracts.
I know, it's just crazy to me. That's how much money, and like it's
it's really BS. What the Dodgers are doing?
Yeah,
deferred contracts. That can't be illegal. No other team does that. That's the softest. They're gonna ruin baseball.
They defer it so other people can get paid during that time.
Imagine
and all of a sudden they take it.
Yeah, I mean, you can just keep deferring money. How the hell does that work? Imagine going into work and your boss saying, "Hey, you're going to get a third of your salary this year. But in 5 years, we're going to back pay you for the entire year." Get out of here.
I know. It's because and the whole thing with Shohei, he was supposed to get $70 million a year. He backdid it and he's only getting paid $10 million a year for the next 10 years.
No, he's only getting
10
2
years. Oh, whatever. He's getting whatever for 10 years. And it's so they could pay other people. And then all of a sudden those 10 years are up in 2030.
That's not how it should work. It should be like what the NFL is. You take less money, like Mahomes, like Brady, and it's like you're making less money, but we're going to build the team around you. I don't think with Brady and
it's because they get all their incentive bonuses and stuff like that too, and you make the postseason when you do all this kind of stuff. So they're getting paid no matter what. And all the commercials they do, they're going to get paid no matter what. It doesn't matter what kind of contract you sign.
Adidas, he's got all this money coming in, so maybe for him it made sense. Like,
wait, hold on.
I get it for one contract, but the fact that the Dodgers have now done it with every other contract, it's a joke.
This will be the last thing that I say because this episode's going really long, which is fine. But someone posted the other day, I don't remember what reporter it was, but it's some big-time MLB reporter. He said that he believes that the first ever billion-dollar player is going to be Ellie De La Cruz. I don't agree with that whatsoever.
No.
I don't.
Nope.
Now, I'll say this. I don't agree with either sense. I don't agree that someone's going to be a billion-dollar player. I don't. It may happen. I don't agree with that. But I don't agree with it. I don't agree paying somebody $1 billion to play a sport. Whether or not you make a ton of money off them and the entertainment, that doesn't matter. But that player, I don't like. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong. He's a good player.
Ellie?
But he hasn't proven anything to me that he deserves that type of money.
He's not that good defensively. He's super fast. He can't really hit from what side of the plate? The right side of the plate. Yeah, he won't be a $1 billion player. It would have been Shohei.
Yeah.
And even Soto getting all that money just for his bat. I mean, he's not a good defensive player. You might as well throw me out there.
He doesn't need to play defense. At that point, just hit the ball. Hit bombs all day.
Nah, I agree. Hey, you know what? If you're an athlete, go get yours. Because if they're paying you that much, the owner's making at least 5 times more.
They don't ever tell you. They don't show you either.
So, hey, this is America, baby. It's for profit.
Yeah. They don't care. They're never going to tell you anything about it. They're just going to be like, "Oh, here's 13 years for $700 million. We'll see where we get that money from." But guess what? I got more coming in this side.
They always make the comment of, well, other positions and like, you know, other fields don't make as much money. Well, because here's the thing. All those positions that don't make as much money, whatever money they do make, they're watching sports. There's only like 3 or 4 major sports in America: baseball, football, basketball, and hockey. Yeah, if you get enough people to watch those, you put money towards those, they're going to make more money. Last time I checked, I'm not going to the local high school and watching period 1 of algebra. Nope.
And even when you go to watch sports in high school, you're not paying for it unless it's football.
Yeah. So that's even college football, how much money they're making.
Yeah,
those kids are making $5-6 million a year.
There's literally freshmen in college getting brand new cars, buying houses for their family because of the whole NIL deal. Like, that's insane.
Good for them.
They haven't proven anything yet, and all of a sudden they're getting millions of dollars. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a weird age when money. Like, I mean, you got TikTokers,
but that's only the NCAA. That's not even that's not JUCO. That's not NAI. That's NCAA. So if you're an NAI athlete or a JUCO athlete, it's completely different for you. Like, there still might be NIL rules, but you're not getting NIL money. Nobody's paying attention to small NAI schools or JUCO schools. Like, they're just not. They don't care. So and you really don't pay attention to D3 or D2. It's usually it's D1 or nothing. And if you're getting paid for something else because you're in a different division, you probably just have connections. Honestly, that's the truth.
I mean that, and it's, you know, money follows money. That's what it comes down to. I mean, if you can get mad about an influencer making like $1 million a year, but it's like, well, people are paying for that. It's kind of the same thing with like outcome is income. If people are paying to watch your stuff, or, you know, millions are flocking to it, you don't want to say, oh, I want to make less than so and so. It's like, no, I should be making this. So, you know, MLB stadiums, 162 games a year. There's almost 20,000 people. Millions watch on TV. Jerseys, memorabilia,
drinks and food you spend $50 on one meal there, basically. So yeah, but
hey, sports rule the world, baby.
Yeah, it's crazy, but no,
we might mess around. This podcast just gets millions of listeners, and then I'm just going to make sure that I get 95% of the check and Cole gets 5, because I don't want you to feel bad about it, you know? I want you to be honest and humble through this experience.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm not here for the money. I'm not here for the fame. I'm not here for the glory. I'm here to have fun.
I'm having a great time, but hey, if you guys want to really hype this channel up, I'm getting a couple million a year. We can have a lot more fun. I get me a new hoodie. Can't hear you, Cole. I don't know. Did your mic die? Do we have multiple?
There we go. I think mine just cut off because we were going so long. That was it. So, but no, it was a good episode. We're unhinged for a reason. Just like to have these weird different topics. So, you got anything else you want to add unless we close it?
Don't start tomorrow. Start today.
Make every day a great.
Your mic cut out again. It's died on you.
This thing just wants to keep cutting out. We're totally unhinged today. But we appreciate you guys listening and watching. Yeah.
All right, hey, but peace and love. Love us. Your mic keeps cutting out. Cole's having difficulties, so I'm gonna wrap this one up.
Having difficulties today. So yeah, go ahead.
Guy, big tech guy over here. But yeah, have a great one. Thanks for tuning in to the Daily Dribble podcast. FRP, baby. FRP.